Hello and welcome to Lapland. Now I'm joined today, yes I am, I'm joined by Dodger. And Dodger is here to help me read a wonderful Christmas story that's all about him. Dodger Dog's Christmas Message. And it's written by Karen G. with illustrations by Kim Weimer. And Dodger and I are going to read it. Here it is. Dodger was in his favourite spot on the sofa, watching TV. Wow! Lots of brightly coloured trees and snow everywhere, Dodger exclaimed. And before he could finish his sentence, there was the sound of very loud laughter from the floor. Walt, the big ginger cat, chuckled and said, "That's because it's nearly Christmas, Dodger. We will have a tree in our house very soon as well. Will we? Will we? I can't wait to see that," Dodger barked excitedly. Didn't you, Dodger? Walt smiled at Dodger and purred, "Me neither, me neither. I really like all of the bright lights and sparkly decorations on the trees on TV. Will our one be the same, Walt?" Dodger asked. Walt let out another very loud laugh. "Well, what's so funny about that?" asked Dodger. And with a wicked grin across his whiskers, Walt replied, "When they put it up, Dodger, yes, it will look magnificent. Sparkling lights and decorations everywhere. However, when the younger cats have finished playing with it, it will not be quite so perfect." Dodger was very confused. Why would the cats do such a naughty thing to my beautiful Christmas tree, he wondered. And as if he'd heard Dodger's question, Walt looked at him and replied, "It's a kitten thing. I used to do it myself when I was younger. The dangling ornaments and the twinkling lights are just so attractive to a young puppy or a kitten." Walt paused and reflected on his first Christmas. "When I saw a Christmas tree for the first time, Dodger, all I could see was a gigantic kitten toy." Full to the brim with questions, Dodger wagged his tail with anticipation and inquired, "What happened, Walt?" "Wait and see, Dodger. You must wait and see." And with that, Walt wandered upstairs for a nap. Dodger was very excited and started to think more and more about Christmas and wondered what else would happen at his house during this time. Dodger was dreaming of Christmas when suddenly the front door opened and in walked Mummy and Daddy laden with parcels and packages. "Well, those all look very interesting," thought Dodger. And then he heard Daddy shouting for help from outside. "I will help you," barked Dodger. And he ran excitedly towards the door, but was stopped in his tracks. He could not believe what he saw next. Dodger gazed up and stared wide-eyed at what was the biggest tree he had ever seen. "That is really beautiful," he thought. And Dodger then watched intently as Mummy and Daddy carefully carried the magnificent Christmas tree inside the house. And Dodger then ran over to Shay and gently nudged her and barked excitedly, "Look, Shay, look, wake up, it's here, it's here. Christmas is here." And Mummy turned to Dodger and said, "Nearly, Dodger. There's still plenty to do before the big day. I can help you. Please, let me help you," Dodger implored. All evening, the whole family helped to decorate the tree. And when it was finished, everyone stood back and admired it. And Daddy stood next to it. "Are you all ready?" he asked. "Yes," barked Shay and Dodger. "We are ready." Daddy turned on the tree lights. The trees sparkled and twinkled brightly. Everyone agreed that it looked beautiful. And feeling happy and proud of their new tree, they all retired to bed, as it was now quite late. As Dodger lay in his bed dreaming of Christmas, he started thinking about what else needed to be done. He wondered how he could help Mummy get ready for the big day. And suddenly, Dodger was woken up with a very loud crashing sound. Everyone ran to the living room to find out what had happened. And to Dodger's dismay, his lovely Christmas tree was laying on the floor. Baubles and tinsel were strewn everywhere. "Oh no! What happened?" Shay asked Dodger. Then, from underneath the tree, clambered two very shocked-looking cats. Immediately, Dodger remembered what Walt had told him earlier that day. Walt was right, thought Dodger. Those pesky kittens have tried to climb the tree, attracted by the ornaments dangling from the branches. Oh dear, he thought. Maybe Christmas is not the right time to get a puppy or a kitten. With so much going on, pets can get themselves in trouble or even get hurt. Next morning, the tree was redecorated. And when everything was put back, it looked beautiful once again. Mummy and Dodger were sitting on the floor next to the tree, and Mummy was wrapping things with brightly coloured paper and ribbon. "What are you doing?" asked Dodger. "These are Christmas presents to give to our friends and family at Christmas time," replied Mummy. Dodger ran over and barked loudly at Shay. "There are going to be presents, Shay. There's not just a tree, there will be presents too." Thought Shay. Presents? That sounds good. For the rest of that day, the two dogs could think about nothing else except Christmas, including what could possibly be inside the neat, brightly coloured parcels Mummy had so carefully wrapped. Dodger suddenly had a thought. He couldn't buy people presents. He was just a little dog, and he didn't have any money to buy presents for everyone. "Oh no," he thought. "What shall I do? I don't want to ruin Christmas." Dodger thought long and hard about what he could give to his family and friends at Christmas. And then, suddenly, it came to him. "I know," he thought. Dodger decided that he was going to give love this Christmas. So wags, kisses, and cuddles for everyone, thought Dodger. We don't need expensive gifts to be happy. Being together with the people you love is the best part of Christmas. Happy in the thought that he had all his Christmas shopping sorted out, Dodger went to his bed for a quick nap. As Dodger dozed off, he heard a loud cry from the other room. "Oh, Shay!" Mummy cried. Dodger ran quickly to the living room to see Mummy frantically waving her finger, saying no in sign language to an extremely puzzled-looking Shay. Dodger looked directly at Shay, who was sitting amongst a pile of torn ribbon and paper. "Oh, Shay, what have you done?" barked Dodger. "I only wanted to see what was inside," whispered Shay. "But that's naughty," said Mummy. Shay looked sadly at her. "I'm sorry," she barked. Mummy smiled and gave Shay a big cuddle and said, "Never mind, Shay. Maybe I could have put them away in a safer place." I think Christmas is a time when you can get yourself into lots of trouble if you're not careful, thought Dodger. It was Saturday. Dodger loved weekends because everyone was home and they often went for long walks. Today, we are going to deliver some of our Christmas gifts, Mummy told the two excited dogs. First, I must post this letter to the rescue centre. It contains a donation for Shay's friends, who are spending Christmas there whilst they wait to find their forever homes. And this money will go towards a special Christmas lunch and a new toy for each dog and cat at the centre, said Mummy. And then we will deliver these to your friends Bobby and Johnny. Mummy held up a bag containing some food and toys. Bobby and Johnny's owners were both homeless, and they spent a lot of time on the roadside with them during the day. So Dodger and Shay always liked to meet up and talk to Bobby and Johnny to find out how things were with them and their owners, and to share some of their treats with them both. The two dogs would listen to Bobby and Johnny's stories about the various hostels they stayed at, and they always came away thinking how lucky they both were to be living in a nice, warm home. Bobby and Johnny said they were hoping to spend Christmas Day at a homeless shelter, where they could enjoy a lovely day with nice food, warmth, and a comfy bed. Shelters that allow dogs are hard to get into, Bobby told Dodger, as he thanked them for their gifts. Dodger thought about his own bed at home and said to himself, Christmas is definitely time to think about others. It was Christmas Eve, and the house smelt amazing. Mince pies, chocolate log, and the smell of turkey filled the air. Dodger held his head up high and sniffed loudly. Yum, yum, he woofed. Mummy looked at Dodger and Shay and then waved her finger. No, you two, this is not for you. Lots of the Christmas food we enjoy is dangerous for dogs," she said. Chocolate and the dried fruit in mince pies can be harmful to dogs. Rich turkey will upset your tummies, Mummy told them. "I have a special dinner and doggy chocolates for you to enjoy safely tomorrow." Dodger was quite surprised to hear this. He was very pleased that he'd not taken one of the freshly baked mince pies that were cooling so invitingly on the kitchen worktop. The daylight shone brightly through the window. Dodger and Shay both stretched and yawned. "It's Christmas Day," they barked excitedly. And when the family awoke, everyone sat in the front room, eagerly opening their presents. Smiles, hugs, kisses and thank yous filled the room, whilst both Dodger and Shay ran around happily wagging their tails, shaking paws and licking everyone. Christmas is lovely, both dogs agreed. We love Christmas. After the paper and ribbons were all cleared away to be recycled, Mummy cooked the Christmas lunch. Daddy laid the table, and the dogs relaxed on the sofa. After lunch, everybody grabbed their coats, and Dodger heard the distinct clink of their leads, and then saw their winter coats being brought into the front room. "Time to go for a walk," said Daddy, and the whole family left for a walk over the marshes. Mummy was carrying a large shopping bag. "What's that in there?" asked Dodger. "Christmas lunch for the wildlife," Mummy replied. "We have frozen peas for the ducks, carrots and apples for the horses, monkey nuts, banana chips, and some seeds for the squirrels, hedgehogs, and the wild birds." "That's a lot of different foods," said Dodger. "Why so many?" Mum smiled and then explained that every animal has different needs, and some foods are dangerous to certain animals. "Interesting," said Dodger. "What about bread? Ducks love bread. Bread can't be bad." "No," Mummy advised. "Bread is not good for ducks. It pollutes the environment and is like feeding them junk food." Feeding wildlife, especially in the winter, is very important, but feeding them the correct food is vital, Mummy told Dodger. They continued their walk, distributing the food from their bag to the right animals. Everyone was extremely grateful and thanked the two little dogs. They walked home happy in the knowledge that they had helped lots of other animals during their walk. Both dogs arrived home, tired and muddy. They had a nice warm bath, ate their special doggy Christmas dinner, and then went to bed with big, staffy smiles on their faces, knowing that this Christmas they had helped others who were less fortunate than themselves. Also, they spread lots of love and happiness, with lots of cuddles, kisses, and two extremely waggy tails.